Hey guys, Welsknight here, bringing you another brand new episode of Terraria 1.3 with my good friend, Necromanticer.
And hello, everybody.
And what are we doing? Other than killing these hazardous rabbits.
Killing all the nasty rabbits that are hereabouts, but we also need to go exploring because while we have platinum picks now, we need to use those in order to get better materials. We've got a lot of good stuff, but as you can see from my armor, we're still kind of lacking. Still need a bit more things, so we're going to be mining around for those down in the deep below. But before we do, I have a surprise that I've figured out for you.
Ooh, I like surprises.
Now, you take the cobwebs and the wood and head on over right around here and go to the bottom of your crafting options.
Alright.
There should be something called a YoYo down there. Is that correct?
Yes, I see it. A wooden yo-yo.
Make one of those. Apparently, there are now yo-yos in the game, and they function as a sort of modified flail. You can, first of all, just swing them around, but as you can see by there, just holding down the button is going to hold them out there, and they actually are surprisingly good at keeping foes at range.
Really?
Yes, and they've also got a little bit of homing on them, so they're very powerful. Like, you can see it by testing against the dummy here, that you can just hit something multiple times. Each one of those is going to proc damage and knockback, so these are actually incredibly useful tools. Especially because you can use them to kind of deal damage around corners. If I could... There we go. You can actually swing around walls with them, making them really tricky weapons, especially if you've decided to wall yourself in against a certain imposing foe.
Alright.
So, with that in mind and our new weapons in hand, let's see what we can see down here. I always forget that we actually did that.
Yeah, we can fall. To our heart's content.
It defeats the purpose of having the fall if I never use it.
I remember to use it.
That's true.
It's because I'm a professional.
Let's see. Did we ever get you a grappling hook?
No. Not in this season, anyway. We got one last season.
I believe that we are just about having enough gems for that, so we'll want to grab that next time we're back up the surface. But before you just jump down on them, let's try and use our new ranged weapons. And let me just be a hypocrite real quick. But you can see how you can kind of keep him at bay just like by bonking him on the head a bunch of times.
Yeah, I got him. It works.
And I'll be back down to join you shortly.
And it seems like you get a lot of like really quick, rapid strikes with it.
Yeah, if you position it properly, you can actually maneuver it into their body, which is going to proc a bunch of hits every frame. So it deals damage very quickly, but it also reduces every hit, I've noticed, reduces the amount of time that you can have the yo-yo in the air, so to speak. So the more you're hitting your opponent with it, the faster it's going to come back to you.
Yeah, it's not a bad weapon, actually. It's pretty good.
It isn't. I was really surprised. Like, especially as you go through the game, you can actually make better and better versions of the yo-yo. So it's definitely something you want to make and learn to use effectively in the new Terraria.
So that learning effectively thing, I'm still getting better at that.
Yeah,
apparently.
Not necessarily the easiest thing.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and grab my
blue team?
Yeah, grab my coins too.
I will do just that.
Oh, the respawn timer, it's so long.
I really think that there's something different with that, because I remember back in the before, it didn't used to be that long.
No, it didn't. I want to say it was roughly I think it was instant, wasn't it?
It wasn't quite instant, because it gave you a little bit of time to kind of like see where you died and what happened exactly, but it was rather quick, and now it's not so much. It could very much be that it's from expert mode. I haven't tried it with a regular world, but if that's the case, then that may be something that is legitimately my fault.
I was going to say, in your case, it would certainly be your fault.
I mean, you could make the argument. I just found a bunch of topaz down here.
And actually, these yo-yos are really good for jellyfish.
Yes, they're really good for a whole slew of enemies, but especially anything you really don't want to get next to.
All right, well, I am on my way back down. I'm almost there.
One of the interesting things about yo-yos is that they still count as melee damage, kind of like boomerangs do. So if you get armor that affects melee damage, it'll still affect your yo-yo. You can see how we can hit them from over here without actually having to put ourselves in harm's way.
I like it.
Very important. And they actually work very well against mobs of enemies, so once we kill this mother slime, they'll really just go to town on the little baby slimes that pop out.
Nice.
There we go. And we are standing on some silver ore, so we'll be able to collect that as soon as we're safe. I'm gonna... You know what they say, no guts, no glory.
Something like that.
Oh. Suddenly regret. There we go. With your yo-yo, we're sure to win.
Tag team.
Oh, and we even got a hook, so we definitely have enough resources to get us both grappling hooks at this point. It's
Nice.
just a matter of returning to the surface for that.
And I think that should probably be our priority.
Yeah, let me just finish gathering this iron, and we'll head up and see if we can sort that out.
I'm gonna peek over here because I think I saw something useful.
You released water.
I did.
That knocked out all of our torches along the way.
Oh, oops.
That is one of the annoying things about water, is that it knocks down torches. It doesn't usually come up, but when it does, it just gets frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like anything over there worth...
Nothing interesting over there?
Nothing worth our time.
Okay, let's head back then.
Oh, glow stick? No, can't pick it back up. Never mind.
Yeah, right now it's still considered to be in the world. After a little while, it'll kind of decide whether or not it wants to despawn and become an item or just go away permanently, but until that point, we can't really do anything with it.
Fair enough.
Let's see, can I build us a staircase? I could make this all nice and pretty, but right now I'm just focusing on getting back up to the surface, so I'm not terribly worried about it. It's looking too neat.
This whole jumping and falling thing is much more difficult than I remember it being. Oh, there we go.
A little bit tricky.
We're good.
But once you get the height out... Is this not the right height?
I'm going to go out and assume that it is indeed not the right height.
Well, now we can do it.
This one is also not the
you
right.
actually have to hold the jump button.
I am holding.
Try holding jump and up. I actually have them bound to the same key. The way it works is that your jump height is 6 blocks. But if you're right below a wooden platform while pressing up, you can actually clear the gap.
Oh,
and since I have jump and up held, I'm bound to the same key, I can actually jump 7 blocks high when jumping up to a platform or a corner. So I kind of just naturally set it up to be that distance.
That is quite useful. I'll have to do that between episodes, rebind the keys.
I'd hesitate to do that if I were you, if you intend to use ropes ever. I started playing before ropes were even a thing, so I never got used to them. Oh,
there's a thing. Oh no, not torches. Not the torches. What was that?
That was the fastest way to get back to the surface by a long shot.
Is it a zombie or?
Yeah, no, a raincoat zombie dropped down on us. It's just a aesthetically modified version of a regular zombie, but nothing too
I'll get it.
Nasty.
My yo-yo, my amazing yo-yo of doom and destruction.
Yeah.
That works. There's also a slime down here too, but I'm not as worried about him. Come here, you.
But what I was saying is that I started playing Terraria before there were ropes, and so I got really used to just using the up button as my jump key, because beforehand the only real use for the up button was gravitation potions that I never really bothered with.
Mm-hmm.
But once ropes and chains and all that good stuff were released, and up actually became a semi-useful key, I still just never took the time to figure it out, so I don't really mess with that too much, though I've seen them be used to absolutely wonderful effect. Let's see. I just made us
stay back.
both
There we go.
a proper set of grappling hooks. You've got a sapphire hook, which is slightly longer range than a regular grappling hook, but it's not too much of a difference, and that should really help us get around. I'm also going to want some more torches before we go back down.
I am on my way back up. Okay, I have arrived.
Well, in that case, have at you.
Ooh, un hook. Which, where do we want to put that?
There's actually a new menu for a whole bunch of equipment, but if you look over by your gear slots, there's a little picture of a grappling hook. Down at the bottom, if you click that, down at the bottom, there's a slot for your grappling hook that'll just hold it for you. There's also slots for mounts, minecarts, pets as well. But it just means that you don't have to use up an inventory slot to carry around your, whatchamacallit.
Very useful indeed.
So you don't have to waste the inventory slot to carry around your grappling hook anymore. Since it's raining, what I'm going to do is actually take the time to grab us a bug net, which is going to allow us to capture the fish that are kind of waddling around. I found out that fish can actually be sold for a pretty penny, about 5 silver pieces a piece.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not. So since the bug net costs like, 50 silver? Or 25, one of those two, it actually pays for itself really quickly. And from then on, it's just pure profit.
All right. Oh, I was going to deposit my cash before I left, but too late now.
How much do you have on you?
That's an excellent question.
I'm full of them.
36 silver and 6 copper. So, no gold.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, no gold, though.
So long as you don't have any gold coins on you, I'm kind of happy.
Ow.
Let's see. There's nothing that I'm noticing that's directly unexplored. There's some topaz over there.
And I am poisoned and dying.
Probably gonna die,
dead.
But
Yep.
I'll collect all your coins for you, so no worries there.
Sounds good.
That's the one great thing about... Ouch. No.
Yeah, that's what got me. Get rid of that thing.
I've disabled it.
That's exactly what got me, too. I should have warned you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I remembered noticing it earlier, and I just did nothing about it, so I guess I'm partly to blame. But I took care of it now, and I downed a potion, so it's not going to kill me or nothing.
Well, you know what? I think we are pretty much out of time for this episode, and this seems like a fairly decent ending point. We got our grappling hooks. We got our yo-yos.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good new equipment, and I'm really looking forward to trying it out and seeing how it can kind of help us progress.
Yeah, I think the next step is profit.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
What else is left? So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We do appreciate it, and it really helps out our channels. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. You can find links to all of Necro's stuff in the video description below as well. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll definitely see you next time.
Have a great day, everybody.